Howdy, folks. Welcome to our sanctuary in the wilderness. Gather around our campfire, feel the warmth on your skin. Let the worries of the day melt away. Listen to the sounds of the flames dancing, the wood gently crackling. Breathe in the crisp night air. Tonight we find peace in the heart of nature. We're surrounded by tall trees, their branches reaching up to the night sky. The stars above twinkle like fireflies. Close your eyes. Listen closely. The forest whispers its secrets to us. Are you ready to listen? Tonight we talk about the creatures of the night, the legends that roam these woods. Stories whispered around campfires for generations. Stories of Bigfoot. These tales come from the depths of these very woods, from folks who claim they've come face to face with the unknown. Are these stories true? We'll let you decide. Sit back, relax, and let your mind wander into the unknown. Tonight we journey into the heart of Bigfoot country. Each story, a glimpse into the mystery. Each tale, a step deeper into the wilderness. Let the fire warm you, let the stories carry you away. Let the night take you on a journey. Our first tale takes us to the Pacific Northwest. Imagine towering trees, ancient and strong, moss clinging to their bark, sunlight struggling to break through. This is where Jack, a seasoned hiker, found himself one crisp autumn evening. He'd been exploring a new trail, the path winding through the dense woods. Lost in thought, he didn't notice the sun sinking lower in the sky. Shadows grew long, the forest floor turning dark. Jack realized he'd strayed far from the trail. He searched for a familiar landmark, a signpost, anything to guide him. But the forest held him tight, its secrets well kept. Night was falling fast. As darkness settled, Jack stumbled upon a clearing. In the middle stood a small wooden cabin, its windows dark and empty. A plume of smoke rose from its chimney. Relief washed over Jack. Shelter. He approached cautiously, knocking on the weathered door. Silence met his knock, the only sound the wind whistling through the trees. He tried the handle. The door creaked open, revealing a dusty interior. A fire crackled in the hearth, casting a warm glow on the worn furniture. Someone had been here recently, Jack thought. He decided to stay the night, grateful for the unexpected refuge. Section 3. Whispers in the Dark. Jack added logs to the fire, the flames casting dancing shadows on the cabin walls. He settled into a creaky rocking chair, the silence of the forest pressing in. Outside, the wind howled like a mournful spirit. Branches scraped against the roof, sounding like claws. Jack tried to ignore the noises, but they played tricks on his mind. Then he heard it, a low, guttural call echoing through the trees. Unlike any animal he'd ever heard before. His heart quickened. What was out there? He moved to the window, peering into the darkness. The moon peeked through the clouds, casting an eerie glow on the forest floor. Section 4. A glimpse of the unknown. Jack held his breath, listening intently. The call came again, closer this time. A shiver ran down his spine. He wasn't alone. Then he saw it. A massive, shadowy figure moving silently among the trees. It was tall, at least 8 feet, its body covered in dark hair. It moved with a strange grace, its eyes reflecting the moonlight. Bigfoot. The legend flashed through Jack's mind. He stood frozen, his gaze locked on the creature as it slipped through the trees and vanished into the night. Jack was left alone, the silence of the forest deafening. He had glimpsed something ancient, something powerful, something he couldn't explain. Section 1. A Weekend in Appalachia. Our next story takes us to the heart of Appalachia. Imagine rolling hills covered in thick forests, sunlight filtering through the leaves, dappling the forest floor. A group of friends, eager for adventure, decided to spend a weekend camping in these woods. They'd heard the whispers, the tales of Bigfoot roaming these mountains, but they dismissed them as folklore, stories to tell around a campfire. They were young, full of life, and didn't believe in such things. Or so they thought. They set up camp near a clear stream, the water babbling over rocks. They built a fire, the flames crackling a welcome sound in the growing darkness. Section 2, Silence Falls. As night fell, the friends gathered around the fire. They shared stories, their laughter echoing through the trees. The stars twinkled above, a million pinpricks of light. They roasted marshmallows, the sweet smell mingling with the scent of pine. They talked about life, dreams, and the adventures yet to come, unaware of the silence creeping in. The usual night sounds, the chirping of crickets, the hoot of an owl, had vanished. An unsettling stillness settled over the forest, thick and heavy. Then a howl, long and guttural, pierced the silence. It echoed through the trees, sending chills down their spines. Fear, primal and raw, gripped their hearts. Section 3, Sarah's Courage. The friends huddled closer, their laughter silenced. They exchanged nervous glances, their faces pale in the firelight. The bravado of youth had vanished. Sarah, the bravest of the group, took a deep breath. "I'm going to check it out," she said, her voice trembling slightly. She grabbed a flashlight, its beam cutting through the darkness. "Stay here," she whispered, her eyes scanning the shadows beyond the firelight. With slow, deliberate steps, Sarah moved towards the edge of the clearing. The forest held its breath, the silence amplifying every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig. Section 4, Eyes in the Darkness. The beam of Sarah's flashlight danced across the trees, searching for the source of the sound. The forest seemed to press in, the shadows alive with unseen eyes. Then she saw them. 2 points of light, glowing bright green, stared back at her from the undergrowth. They were high off the ground, unblinking, filled with an ancient intelligence. A figure began to emerge from the darkness, tall, broad-shouldered, covered in dark hair. Its eyes held Sarah captive, reflecting the firelight like burning embers. It stood there for a moment, studying her, its presence radiating power. Then, as silently as it appeared, it melted back into the forest, leaving Sarah trembling in the darkness. Our final story takes us north through the vast wilderness of Canada. Imagine towering pines, their needles a carpet of green, crystal clear lakes reflecting the blue sky. This is where Emily, a wildlife photographer, found herself. She'd traveled far, seeking the beauty of nature, the thrill of capturing rare moments on film. Emily had heard the stories, whispers of a creature rarely seen, a legend whispered around campfires. Bigfoot. She hoped just once to encounter the unknown. She ventured deep into the woods, her camera her constant companion. The forest welcomed her, its silence a symphony of rustling leaves and birdsong. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the trees, casting long shadows, Emily followed a path beside a secluded stream. The air was cool, the scent of pine needles strong. She stopped to photograph a deer drinking from the stream, its eyes gentle and unafraid. As she lowered her camera, she noticed something strange in the soft mud near the water's edge. Footprints, but not the delicate prints of a deer. These prints were large, human-like, yet different. They were spaced far apart, as if the creature that made them possessed an unnaturally long stride. Curiosity piqued. Emily followed the trail of footprints. They led deeper into the forest, away from the familiar path. The forest grew darker as twilight descended, but Emily pressed on, her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. What would she find at the end of this trail? She emerged into a clearing. Ancient trees, their trunks thick and gnarled, encircled the open space like silent guardians. The air was still, heavy with anticipation. Emily felt a presence, a shift in the atmosphere. She raised her camera, her finger poised on the shutter button, ready to capture whatever might appear. A low growl, deep and guttural, echoed from the shadows at the edge of the clearing. Emily froze, her breath catching in her throat. Slowly, Emily turned towards the sound. The creature stood at the edge of the trees, partially hidden by the shadows, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. It was massive, towering over 8 feet tall, covered in dark, matted fur. Its face was both human-like and strangely primal, its expression unreadable. Emily stood her ground, her heart pounding in her chest. She had waited for this moment, dreamed of it. Now, face to face with the legend, she was mesmerized. The creature held her gaze for what felt like an eternity. Then, with a fluid movement, it turned and melted back into the forest, disappearing into the deepening shadows. Emily was left alone, the silence of the forest deafening, the image of the creature forever etched in her mind. The fire crackles softly now, embers glowing like fireflies in the night. Our journey into Bigfoot country nears its end, but the memories of those encounters, they linger like the scent of wood smoke. Jack, seeking shelter, found himself face to face with a shadowy figure in the moonlit forest. A glimpse of something ancient, something powerful. A reminder that there are still mysteries hidden in the heart of the wilderness. Those young friends, full of laughter and adventure, learned that even in familiar woods, the unknown can find you. Their brush with the creature, the silence, those glowing eyes, a tale they'll carry with them always. And Emily, searching for beauty, found something far more profound. A face-to-face meeting with the legend itself, a moment captured not just on film, but etched in her memory forever. Bigfoot, creature of myth? Legend whispered around campfires? Or something real, something that walks among us, hidden yet ever present? We may never know for sure. But that's the beauty of a good story, isn't it? The power to spark our imagination, to make us question what's possible, to remind us that not everything can be explained. Tonight, as you drift off to sleep, let these stories guide you. Let your mind wander into the forest, into the heart of Bigfoot country. Let the mystery linger. Let the warmth of the fire, even this virtual fire, soothe your soul. Let the sounds of the night, the gentle crackling of flames, the wind whispering through the trees, lull you into a peaceful state. Close your eyes now. Take a deep breath. Feel the worries of the day melt away, just like those embers fading into the night. Imagine yourself here by our campfire, the stars above twinkling like diamonds scattered across a velvet cloth, the air cool and clean, carrying the scent of pine and earth. Let the stories of Bigfoot, those encounters both thrilling and chilling, dance through your mind. Let the mystery guide you toward sleep, toward a night of peaceful dreams. Remember, even in the darkest of forests, there's always a spark of wonder, a flicker of hope, a sense that something extraordinary might be just around the next bend. And so, my friends, our time by the campfire comes to an end. The night grows late, the embers fading. It's time to rest, to let sleep carry us away. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of Bigfoot country. May your dreams be filled with adventure, with the beauty of nature, and perhaps, just perhaps, a touch of the unknown. Until we meet again around the campfire, sleep well. Good night, folks, and sweet dreams.